Okay, so hello YouTube. I wanted to make a quick video of my Tama Techstar TS306 electric analog drum module. This is a totally working unit. It is from the 80s, so it has been around, and just wanted to show you that all the knobs are in place. All the switches are in place. The only issue with this unit is that 3 of the trigger input LEDs have been sheared off. So the lights don't work. However, each channel still functions totally fine, which I will show you in a moment. And now here's the back of the unit. It's got an AC power built in. You have the master output with a stereo left and right, 1/4 inch or right mono. There's also an XLR mix out, which you could use an XLR cable if you wanted to. It also has a line in, so you can actually run an external sound source into this and then use the line in level. I don't know if you can read that, but you have an actual level adjustment right there for the line in level. So if you had something, other audio source you wanted to use this as a mixer for. Each channel strip, we've got 6 of them. There's 4 toms, and each one has the pad trigger in for the top row, has an external trigger in the middle row, and then each out, which is a direct output for each channel. So if you don't want to use the mix outputs, you can run them through the individual outs and then run them into a mixer board or whatever you wanted to do. I'm not sure, I haven't tested, I'll do this when I plug it in, if you use the direct out, if it takes it out of the mix out. But we'll check that out in a second.
Techstar TS306.
See what happens. So what I'm doing is I'm triggering it from the Arturia drum brute. I'm taking a direct line out, so the instrument direct outs, and in this case I'm running the metronome signal out going into the trigger input in the back. And as you can see, the trigger light is flashing. So what I'll do is I'll run through each of these channels one at a time just to show you that they are all working. So the first thing you have up here, we'll have it in the memory mode, which is a preset mode. And you have your sensitivity adjust, which if I turn it down, the trigger stops, and then you turn it up till it just starts lighting, depending on what types of pads you're using or trigger device. There's no master output volume for the unit, so it's all the individual things. Hopefully you can hear that. Let me turn it up over here. Alright, so we've got our volume. The other thing we have is this emphasis control. So when you're in the memory mode, none of these controls do anything. However, the emphasis sort of adds more low end. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but it's a little more, it's louder, more punch to it basically is what the emphasis does. Alright, and then if we switch to manual, so now we are in manual mode here. So you've got an attack, which if I take it off, you can hear there's like a click sound that it adds. You got the decay. Right now we're just on white noise. And you've got the noise, so this is a tone control for the noise. It's brighter, duller. We've got bend, that only works with the tone. We've got tone. Okay, so then here you've got your tone noise mix control. So if we bring in the tone and we go back up here to the decay again. Noise is for the attack, alright, so it's affecting the attack sound. We take the attack off, we hear just the tone. Here's where the bend comes in. It can bend down or it can bend up. And then your tune. channel 1. Okay, so I'll turn that down. We'll plug this over into channel 2. Now, like I said, the LEDs for the next 3 channels have been sheared off, so you don't get the light. Each one of these modules is an individual sort of circuit board. If you take it apart, you can pull them out. So if you are inclined, you could fix them presumably pretty easily. I just haven't done it. So let's go to channel 2. Memory is up. We've got the sensitivity up. We don't have the light because it's not working. We'll turn the volume up. Again, we've got the emphasis, sort of a bass enhancement. We've got the attack. Decay. Sort of the noise thing. Let's put it just on noise. Oh, I can't because we're in preset. So the only thing that works in preset is the sensitivity, the emphasis, and the volume. Okay. So then if we go back up here, put it in manual. All right, there we go. Then we've got the attack, decay, got the noise, tone, bend, and tune only works with tune, so we'll put it over in the tone mode. There's channel 2. Switch it over to channel 3. Same thing, memory mode, so it'll just be classic sound. We got the emphasis. Switch it into, let's go over to tone first for this one. So if we had the attack, right channel, you can hear that click gets added. Decay. Noise only affects the click or if we have the noise on. So if we have, it rolls off the tone of that, makes it a little more punchy. Got our bend, our tune, and our noise mix, and the emphasis. Alright, now we're going to go into Tom 4. So all 4 of the toms are exactly the same as far as the controls that you have. In the preset memories, they are tuned differently, so they go from high to low. So this will be the 4th tom, and this will be probably the lowest tuned. Yep. So that's the preset. If we go in manual, you can hear the attack. Okay. Noise we don't have up yet. Bend. Tune. And our tone noise mix. Noise. Okay. Next one, this is an interesting one. This is called Synth. And so in the memory mode, again, the sensitivity works. There is no emphasis. The other thing is volume. So this is the preset. You can see the sensitivity light is working for this one. Should turn it down a little bit. You turn it off. So if we go to manual, you got all kinds of controls. So you've got decay, modulation, which is just like vibrato. You've got your tone bend. Tune. Got noise bend, which is kind of like the tone control for the noise. And then we've got triangle or square wave. Sounds to me like they've just it rolls off the high end of the squares. The triangle doesn't sound like a different one, but it gives you a different type of tone there. Okay. And then your tone noise balance. Super low. All right. And the last one is the claps, hand claps. And again, we'll go to memory. Basically, we just have sensitivity and a volume control. This is probably going to sound a little weird because, oh, actually sounds right. I'm going to say sometimes if you're not sending it a really good spike, if the trigger has a sustain to it, it sounds weird. So, no control because that's the preset. If we go over to the manual, we've got your tune, higher or lower. Got reverb level and reverb time. You can hear some delay on my mixer over there, but this is basically what it sounds like. So there's your hand clap. And the power LED is working. All right, so let me do one last experiment. We're going to see what happens if we use the individual outs, if it takes it out of the main mix. Okay, so I have a trigger coming from the drum brute into the trigger input. I took the instrument individual out of the hand claps and ran it over into my mixing board there, and I also have the main mix out. So what's happening is, even when you plug in a line to do the direct instrument out, its signal still comes out of the main out. So this is the main out from the unit, and this is the direct out. So it's the opposite of what you get with the drum brute. Like with the drum brute, if you take one of the instrument individuals out, it removes it from the main mix. So, good to know. You can have both. Have your cake and eat it too with the Tama Techstar. Okay, so what I've got going on now is I've got a little jam going with the drum brute and the Techstar playing together. So again, I have the drum brute, 3 of the voices. The individual outs are going in and triggering the Techstar. And then I've also got the drum brute playing voices that are still available. So we've got a kick drum and a snare drum and some hi-hats. But it's a way to show how you can integrate this. So if I take out the actual drum brute instruments, so now all we're hearing is the Techstar. And I'm just using 3 voices of the Techstar. If we pop them up to the memory mode, here's the synth one. So you have some tribal stuff going on. Again, this is just using 3, so there's 2 toms left in the claps. And then if we put them down into manual, old 80s sounds. If I bring the drums back in, so yeah, any drum machine that has either trigger or individual outs, I find that the key with using individual outs is you want the level to be as much of a spike as possible, so you turn down the decay, things like that, but it works fine with the drum group. I've also used it with the TR8S triggering the Techstar, and the TR8S you can assign 4 trigger outs from that unit and it works fine. Again, if you have drum pads and you want to trigger this from pads, I've used Yamaha pads and Simmons pads, and they've all worked fine. With the sensitivity control, you can pretty much dial in any pad, and you've got that old school 80s analog pseudo Simmons sound. So this is it, the TR8S. Again, like I said, everything is in perfect working condition except for the 3 trigger LED that were sheared off. So it's in perfect working condition. Everything works. Cosmetically, we're okay. We've got a few dings and scratches, but for something that's from the mid-80s, it's in really good shape, and it's pretty creative. You know, you can run this thing with the individuals out. You can put one of these into each channel, run it through some separate effects, and create all kinds of cool percussive chaos. So that's the Tama Techstar TS306, and hope you enjoy.